Greetings, animal enthusiasts and nature devotees. Step into the wild side with Wild Battle and witness the extraordinary battles, duels, and survival tactics of the animal realm. And these two didn't want to engage in a fight with each other at all. The confrontational rhinoceros tried to show off with its sharp nose, but it didn't achieve anything worthwhile. It had to tuck its tail and retreat. The wild boar seemed to be lying in wait at the watering hole, given how quickly it reacted during an attack by a voracious crocodile. The cold-blooded reptile unexpectedly emerged from the water, attempting to grasp its potential prey firmly, but its plan failed miserably. Animals often choose the wrong opponents, and this fluffy creature clearly forgot about all the safety rules when it decided to engage with the snake. It spent a considerable amount of time observing the slithering creature, sniffing it, circling, trying to provoke it, and even attacking it several times. However, it didn't yield any results. The lioness wanted to quickly cross to the other bank, but troubles found it on their own. A hungry crocodile with sharp teeth unexpectedly lunged at its prey, and even managed to drag it underwater. But the frightened feline was lucky. By some miracle, it managed to fend off the predator and reach its initial goal. Next comes the battle of the eternal enemies. 3 lionesses in front of a crowd of hungry and wild hyenas. The fight is, as always, over the prey that the hyenas want to brazenly take from the lions. The lionesses fiercely defend their dinner, but I'm uncertain whether they could hold out much longer because the nimble hyenas outnumber them by several times, and the hyenas have a much stronger bite. Even giraffe bones can be bitten off with their jaws. It's good that a big male lion came to the rescue, scaring away all the hyenas just by looking at them. Next, it's impala versus impala, which at first glance may seem like a harmless battle. But you see a deep wound on the side of one of the males. It can have serious consequences, up to and including becoming prey to predators. Well, the impala fight ended sorrowfully. The 2 males were so engrossed in badassery that they completely lost their fear and vigilance. It was at this time that a lioness approached them. Surprisingly, it did not even have to hide or catch up with the nimble impalas. It just walked up, and one unlucky goat became her prey at once. Wolf versus elk. A resident accidentally noticed the battle and filmed it with a drone. Despite the obvious difference in size, the wolf suddenly appeared from the forest and attacked the elk standing in shallow water. A long fight ensued between the animals. The elk fought off wolf attacks and tried to hoof it, yet the predator managed to get close to the victim and claw at its leg. A couple of minutes later, the elk managed to get away and tried to leave, but the wolf kept up and ran after the intended victim. Eventually, the elk managed to get to deep water, where the tired predator did not dare go. Adult elk are hunted only in packs, so it is unclear what the wolf was hoping for in our case. And here you see a zebra caught in the jaws of a crocodile. It grabbed its leg and held onto it, not allowing it to get out of the water. Most likely, it would have ended sorrowfully for the zebra if the curious hippos hadn't intervened in the fight. They began stomping on the crocodile, who was lying on the bottom, and forced the crocodile to let the victim go. Only in this way was the poor zebra able to make it onto dry land, although with damaged legs, but alive. In this footage, you'll see how the fearsome Komodo dragon predator has spotted easy prey, the possum's nest. It is one of the most dangerous lizards in the world, with a powerful set of teeth and jaws used to tear apart its prey. In addition, it has a secret weapon in its arsenal, deadly venom. Possums, on the other hand, are very fearful and small marsupial animals, running away or pretending to be dead at any danger. But when it comes to protecting the nest and offspring, the female possum, like any mother, fiercely defends its children from the lizard. It bit the Komodo dragon's tail as hard as it could and chased it away from the nest. I think that it did not have time to eat anyone, because after the attack on its tail, it only thought of how to turn and run away. Horse versus crocodile. It's unclear to me why the crocodile caused such aggression to the horse. Perhaps because it got too close to his herd. The black stallion furiously pounced on the peacefully resting crocodile and began trampling on it with its hooves. The shocked crocodile immediately ran to the water, but after a second attempted attack, it still bit the horse's leg. That was the end of their fight, but I think the stallion was very lucky because it could have been much worse. It's hard to imagine how bored the rabbit must have been to seek such a deadly adventure for itself. However, looking at how the events unfolded, it's worth asking, who got the better of whom? Most likely, the elephant wanted to cool off on a hot summer day, but it turned out to be a fatal mistake, as within minutes it was surrounded by a horde of hungry hippos. It's unknown how the events unfolded afterwards, but one would hope that the elephant managed to safely make it back to the shore. The elephants arrived at the watering hole, unaware of the deadly danger awaiting them. As soon as a young elephant eagerly reached out for the water, it was swiftly attacked by the hungry crocodile, latching onto its trunk with a death grip. If it weren't for the intervention of the herd leader, the outcome would have been disastrous. The biggest and most formidable of the big cats is the tiger. Adult Amur tigers reach 3.5 meters in length and can weigh over 300 kilograms. It can kill a horse with one swing of its paw. As a rule, a tiger is groomed by a single male during the breeding season. But when the number of males is high, fights for the right to possess a female may occur. It seems that this deadly battle is fought over the tigress. It is the wildlife. The strongest wins, because this is the only way for the offspring to get the best genes. An adult hippopotamus may well not be afraid of anyone in the wild, and even a nose-to-nose encounter with a dangerous crocodile would not be a problem for it. But it could explain to its little son how such short-sighted rendezvous can end up. A large elephant decided not to mess with a young rhino mom who was taking its baby out for a walk. At the sight of potential opponents, it simply backed away, clarifying that it was not going to start a conflict. The buffalo kept the aggressive rhinoceros on edge for a long time, despite being slightly smaller. But one careless move led to being taken down by the opponent. The zebra was peacefully strolling through the savannah until it noticed a lioness sprinting towards it. The predator attempted to pounce on its prey and grab it with its sharp claws. However, the zebra had no intention of giving up so easily and delivered a powerful strike, sending its rival into a knockout. During the bullfight, the bull seemed to go crazy and began convulsing with its body. Suddenly, a dog jumped out of the crowd and engaged in a one-on-one struggle with the bull, which was 20 times larger than itself. It proved to be a fatal mistake, as the hefty bull nearly impaled the dog with its horns when it threw it against the barricade. A lion family was enjoying their meal when their tranquility was suddenly disrupted by a crocodile, clearly claiming a piece of fresh meat. One of the lionesses immediately showed the uninvited guests its snarl, but the intruder was in no hurry to retreat. That's when the leader of the pride took matters into its own paws and swiftly drove the intruder away. The tigers were engaged in an important task, trying to catch a duck. However, the duck was only teasing the predators, diving underwater right in front of their noses. Perplexed by the trio, they couldn't manage to deal with a small bird, so admitting defeat, they left in disgrace. A herd of elephants arrived at a watering hole to quench their thirst, only to find a couple of cunning predators waiting for them. Without hesitation, the elephants decided to drive away their persistent crocodiles and successfully executed their plan. An antelope was trying to cross to the other side of a lake while a predatory animal swam behind it, looking to have it for lunch. The crocodile even attempted to attack the animal but received a solid kick to the jaw with a hoof. Thanks to this, the prey managed to withstand the struggle between life and death and safely reached the shore. Bloodthirsty crocodiles often have a tough time when targeted by a lion pride. The felines work together, covering each other's backs. As for the cold-blooded reptiles, they have to rely solely on their strength. The crocodile came up with a clever trick. It performed an impressive somersault right in front of its immediate rival. While it was caught off guard, the crocodile simply snatched the prey from under its nose. The agile snake quickly snatched a tasty morsel, a frog from the water. Before satisfying its own hunger, it decided to give the frog a kind of aquatic amusement ride. The lion family couldn't even imagine that someone would have the audacity to encroach upon their territory. But such a hero was found after all. The fearless youngster began making intimidating sounds, in its opinion, and even lunged at the predators. The shocked and clearly bewildered felines tried to fend off the intruder, but it was too persistent. Do you think there's no predator scarier than a bloodthirsty crocodile? Then take a look at what an enraged elephant is capable of. The animal has been thrashing about in the water for a while, but soon it becomes clear that the elephant is attempting to deal with its toothy opponent using its trunk. And as we can see, it's quite successful. In the African savanna, the most irreconcilable and uncompromising opponents are lions and hyenas. Hyenas are still poorly studied nocturnal predators, while lions are considered one of the most intelligent and dangerous hunters. In this fight, the advantage was clearly on the side of the hyenas, the whole pack against one poor lioness, who had to flee and hide from them in a tree. Snake versus snake. This is a rather unusual fight, where two almost identical in size snakes came together. I do not know what the black snake is called, but the second is clearly a viper and was very unlucky. The black predator just ate the whole viper and crawled away. I can't even imagine how the viper fit inside this rabid predator. But these are the laws of nature, and even a dangerous and poisonous predator can become someone's lunch. If you know what the black snake is called, please note it in the comments. I'm truly curious. Hyenas versus wild dogs. Animals rarely disgust people as much as hyenas. Not only their appearance, not only their wild behavior during the hunt, which does not set anyone on positive emotions, but apparently wild dogs do not like hyenas as much as people do. There are many videos on the internet of wild dogs attacking lone hyenas, but I think that these battles are related to the insolence of hyenas who wanted to take the prey from the dogs. As always, it's a common struggle for food. Eyewitnesses filmed how the bear managed to catch a large wild boar, but it didn't know what to do with it. It just bit it by the mane. Brown bears are omnivores, and apart from berries and mushrooms, they like meat very much. The poor boar was very lucky. The bear was scared away by people, and it quickly escaped into the forest. Thank you for watching Wild Battle. If you were amazed by the captivating animal confrontations, adrenaline-pumping battles, and thrilling hunts, consider subscribing to our channel and sharing your perspective in the comments.